FriYAY moms, Steph here, and because we had the awesome running event this week, the Strolling for a Cause event, instead of giving you guys a workout to do, I instead today am going to give you some warm-up exercises and kind of give you a warm-up routine that you can use if you want to go for a run. So my goal for you this Friday is to get you guys running. And Brandon went over some awesome movement and mobility drills, and I'm going to have them below listed for you so you can click on his drills and see kind of what he has and what he suggested. And I'm going to show you my warm-up and mobility exercises that I do with my stroller moms for stroller fitness. So we always want to remember when we're warming up to start really slow. And what you want to do is start warming up and prepping your joints first, and then warm up and prep the muscles, and then start to warm up and prep the movement. So what I generally suggest for anyone going for a run, or even if you're training lower body in the gym, is to roll out your feet. So if you have a lacrosse ball or a golf ball, basically standing on it and rolling out the bottom of your feet, rolling out the balls, the arch of your foot, and then your heel. It's a good way just to get your ankle and your feet warmed up for the exercises you're going to be doing. Next, I like to do a little bit of ankle mobility. You can just do some ankle circles, clockwise and then counterclockwise, and do those on both feet. And then I like to do a little ankle flexion exercise. So generally I'll have a wall in front of me, and I'll make sure I'm planting my heel on the ground and driving that knee forward in line with the toes while keeping the heel down. You're going to get a little bit of an ankle and a calf stretch here. So I recommend doing that against a wall just to kind of warm up the ankle. As we start thinking about other joints, the hip is kind of next along with the knee. So in line with the ankle, sometimes I'll get people to go into a high lunge, okay, keeping your pelvis tucked under. And then sometimes I'll even have people come down to the ground and just do ankle mobility like this. And then we're also warming up the knee and the hips here, nice and easy. And then when we straighten the leg, you can kind of get into more a hamstring. So I like this one a lot. As far as moving up the chain, working into your hip, one of my favorite things to do are hip circles. So essentially you can balance on one leg, or you can hold onto a wall as you do this, and then you're going to bring your knee up, out to the side, kick your heel back, and then come back forward. So you're going to do that 5 to 10 times one way, and then you're going to go back and do 5 to 10 the other way. Okay, so reversing it. You should basically feel all your glute muscles and your hip flexor working through that range of motion. So just gently warming up the hip and then also the ankle. When you start thinking about more dynamic movements, that's what you should be focused on for the warm-up portion. So keeping it dynamic, staying moving. So before we do any kind of like static stretching, I always want to activate and engage the muscles. So that lower lunge was a great exercise you could do. Also just butt kicks on the spot. So landing nice and soft in your toes. This is warming up my hamstrings here. And then I would do probably 10 to 20 per leg and superset that with a hamstring stretch where your heel down and your hips are back. And you're going to take 2 steps and then you'll switch. And you can do that even with a stroller, which is kind of nice. So if you're taking your kids out, you can do that exercise. Then I always do some high knees. So you can do slow high knees out to the side, or you can do fast high knees, getting the knees up nice and high. And I like to add my arms into that. And then I'll do walking, hip flexor, and quad stretch. So I'll plant my foot, grab my toes. I usually like to do palm up, so thumbs up, feet together, squeezing the glutes. Pause for a second or two, take 2 steps, and then switch. Okay, keeping your feet nice and narrow and your hips nice and narrow and your knees nice and narrow. So try not to go too wide, and try not to do this with your foot. You want to keep our foot right behind our glutes. Lastly, I like to do a low, slow side shuffle. So getting down nice and low into the legs and gently shuffling to the side for 10 to 20 steps. And then you'll switch. You can face the other direction, or you can go back and face the other way, pushing off the back leg and kind of reaching with that front leg. And I superset that with a walking glute stretch. So you're going to cross your foot over, sit into a low stretch, take 2 steps, and then switch. And again, if you have a stroller, you can do this with a stroller. You can do it while you're kind of running or walking to the area which you're going to start training or running from. And then you can kind of get at least a few warm-up exercises and mobility exercises in before you go gung-ho for that run. So I hope you like these exercises. Like I said, I'll put all of Brandon's mobility drills under under the description, so you can check out those links as well. But ladies, get out, go for a light run, get moving, and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week.